Remember one moment that was really creative, even the last time, or if it didn't happen recently, in the past. How did this moment feel to you? Was it boring or was it exciting? Was it uplifting or did it pull you down? Maybe afterwards, but when it happened. So what is the physiology? What is the composition of a creative moment? If you just ask yourself this question. How does a creative moment feel? Let's hear some.
Alive.
Alive?
Without mind.
Without mind? Fresh? Exciting?
Bigger than me.
Bigger than me, timeless? Inspiring? Present? Sounds like a good thing to me. And how much of your time in your life you feel like this? So the question is, why does not your life most of the time feel like this? What's in between this creativity and our day-to-day life, where creativity is something that comes up in flashes? It comes up in maybe short periods of times that repeat themselves. So I'm very interested what helps us to live a life that is not blinded anymore by symptoms. What is a communication that doesn't relate to symptoms? What is it? How would your life look like if every time you say something you hit the point? Every time you talk to somebody is essential. You're not talking about life. When you open your mouth, it hits the point. And if it doesn't hit the point, you're quiet. What's so funny? I know it sounds like utopia, but I think it's something to contemplate. How can we become so essential? Because essential means that we become one with the essence that creates us. And in the Kabbalah tradition, which I feel very close to, there is a beautiful fundamental understanding. Let's say it like this. The fundamental understanding is that the Kabbalah tradition says that most of the human beings and our nature as a biological system is to receive. So I'm doing things in order to get something. I'm coming to this event in order to get something out of it. I'm going to a workshop in order to get something. I'm meditating in order to get enlightenment. My nature is to receive. I'm with you in a relation in order to feel satisfied. So when in the will to receive, our nature is like this. I want something. So this hand is within a river. Because when we look around, we might think we are sitting in a fixed room with fixed particles that we call human beings. So what I see, my mind often thinks it's fixed. But what in the transparent communication we are practicing is that I see you as a movement, not as a fixed particle. For me, you are a movement. You're a movement of intelligence that has a unique flavor, and I want to learn how to join your river. Which means I don't want to see you from outside and create an image within my own perception and thinking and create an interpretation of this image. But I want to see you from inside. Not anymore from outside, because I think intimacy starts when we start seeing each other from inside, not from outside. Because when I see you from outside, I see just a reflection within my own conditioned self that is formed by thousands of years of evolution, and it's totally unoriginal. Thomas, as a personality, is totally unoriginal. It's just the effect of thousands of years of evolution. And it thinks, its copyright department thinks, it's special. You know? So we think that our thoughts, our emotions, everything that happens within us is so special. All our problems are also special. And then we come to groups and then we share our most intimate problem. And then I ask often, okay, who knows this? And half of the room raises their arm. So it's not so special. It's something that evolution in this current state, this is simply what many people carry in them. So that's not so original. But what makes us original is when we are suddenly shifting from being motivated from the past to being motivated by the future. And to become a living update of ourselves, moment to moment to moment. So there are people that look like people, and when you look into them, then you see how their main motivation comes from interpreting the information that comes from the outside, inside, and from their past. And then there are a few people on the planet that when you look at them, you see that this is not anymore the source of their movement. Their relation to the world, which I think is the past, is not anymore the driving force of their actions, their words, and their relations. But the connection to the driving force of the universe, or some people call it the evolutionary impulse, some people call it the light, some people call it the divine intelligence, that this is the motivation, and that the inner connection is louder than the noise of the world. In the moment this happens, which is a fundamental insight in the spiritual evolution, something fundamental different has happened. Because if you're motivated by the future for most of your time, you're becoming a living update of your life and of your surrounding. Whatever you do, if you work in medicine, if you're a mother, if you're cleaning streets, it doesn't matter. Everything around you will evolve voluntarily. Because most of us don't evolve voluntarily. I often describe it like this, that imagine one day someone knocks at your house, on your door at home, you open the door, there's a guy standing and says, I'm an evolutionary agent, you need to move. You know? And then you say, I don't want to move, you close your door. So, but the guy doesn't leave. He stays there. So every time you need to go to work, you need to leave through the back door, because you don't want to leave, because every time you open your front door, the guy is standing and you need to move. So every time you go out to the back door, you are angry because it's uncomfortable. And you know that something is not right. And I think we all had this moment that we wake up one morning and we know it's done. Whatever it is, our job, our relationship, our behavior, something, it's done. But then there is this intuition that is very true, and then there is our conditioned thinking that says, oh, stop, if I leave my job, I will not have money, if I leave my relationship, and so on. And then it starts. Every day, from the day when your intuition tells you it's done, and you wait, evolutionary pressure starts to build. And it starts to build through tensions in our body, through tensions in our emotions, in our thinking, in our relationships, in the way how we are in the world. So there are more and more tensions. So every tension in my body and in your body is unlived potential. Every contraction, every back pain, everything that feels tense is intelligence that cannot move. Which is it's good news, because we just need to make it move. So what I suggest now that our spiritual practice here in life, with the fact that we want to be in intimate relationships, we want to have families, we want to bring our mission into the world, we want to contribute and participate in culture, means that we need to get this energy moving that is not moving. Because everything, when we go to the monastery, we have a certain set of rules. And it has its own challenges and advantages. But when we live here, we also have a set of rules. And one of these rules is that when we don't participate fully, it creates consequences. And I think we all know it, and we call them problems.
Yeah.
But they are not problems, they are just signposts to reduced movements. So I think, to make it short, one very important aspect of a spiritual practice here in the marketplace is that we learn and we support each other to participate fully, and we stop supporting each other in not participating fully. Because my highest love is your highest light. So when your highest light shines, my highest love is reflected in our relation. Does it make sense? So, how can I live a life that I'm most interested that you will shine in your highest possibility? And that you are interested that he will do the same, or she. So what would the culture look like when we support each other in this highest movement? What is this form of we that doesn't have them? What is a form of we that doesn't have an outside? Like people who are not part of them. And in order to create such a we need to support the highest flow, the highest movement, and we need to have a transpersonal insight. I need both. A new we is that we share a transpersonal world and we share the passion to support the highest movement that's possible. Which means we will not support each other in unhealthy patterns or holding back. But that's quite radical. Because most of the time, even if you look in your day-to-day, how did what I said now fit to your day-to-day?